Good day, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Oliver, how are you? I like that emote. Mellum? I don't know who that is. Mellum. I like that emote, though. I was watching File New last night with everybody. And yeah, I think Melamoni. Skylark, Lydia, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Good morning. I hope you're having a great Thursday. But yeah, I was watching File New with Ryan Selvey and Oliver Andrews. And yeah, I think Ryan got a little upset. I think we upset Ryan. Yes, I think we did. And you know, I love File New, and Ryan knows that I really like him. I've met him in person. He's a wonderful individual. He is actually the one that flipped the switch that turned me into a featured streamer on Behance. I owe a ton to Ryan, and I let him know that when I see him. But not this is not a bad but when I say but. With the show File New, and I know that he is kind of, what is it? He's not restrained, that's the wrong word. He's held to whatever the news is that comes out. And I understand the difficulty of trying to educate an audience like us, artists, with what is happening, but also finding the balance between talking about AI and everything else. And I know that's difficult. I get it. I completely get it. And for him to not create a news show that's not biased, to be truthful and forthcoming. So it's tough. It's tough. So I feel for you. And I know Ryan's probably not going to see this, probably won't watch the VOD. But I get it. I get it. And I'm guilty as the rest of chat, because that image of the two hands, that was AI. If it was not AI, it was messed up. But okay, let's go ahead and take care of some introductions. But if we want to talk more about that, we can. We can talk about anything. It's my show. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Shawn Kozel. I am a photographer. I'm based in Germany. Wherever you are watching this, I hope you can find a Linktree link within the description. That is going to take you to every place I am on the interwebs. And most importantly, you can join my Discord if you want to take part in the community challenge that is happening right now. But also you can find me every place I am on the interwebs. If you are watching this on YouTube and or Twitch, as I know some people do both, that way you don't get commercials on YouTube yet, I hope. Wishful thinking. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all those things. And okay, here's the funny thing is, this just dawned on me. Obviously, as a live streamer and doing things on YouTube, and I've already become an affiliate on Twitch, but on YouTube, and you're sitting there and you're telling people, oh, like, subscribe, follow, all these things. for me, you know, it's in the hope of one day monetizing YouTube. That would be wonderful. I'm kind of dark. Wrong way, Shawn. There we go. Monetizing YouTube. And so it's kind of this catch-22, whereas if you're trying to help somebody out, you may end up in the future getting stuck with ads. Huh. I never thought of it that way. Interesting. Okay. There is a survey on Behance. Also, if you have a Behance page and you'd like to subscribe to me from there, you can, and or buy me a cup of Joe. Chat, question for you. Behance has a survey out, and I have not done it. Would you want to see streaming again on Behance? I think it's an interesting conversation. Oliver says meh. The whole thing is Twitch, and I used to rip on Twitch before I found some of the lesser known like photography channels and whatnot and the art channels. It scared the crud out of me. There's stuff on it that I'm like, what is this? But now that we've kind of, as a community, have gone over, having the emotes and the redeems and stuff like that has been fun. It's been fun, I gotta say. So I think it would have been nice if they kept it, but everyone's moved on now. I don't see bringing it back, bringing all the people back. I don't see bringing it back, bringing all the people back. Behance is sketchy. Why is it sketchy, Devlin? By the way, hello. Good to see you. Oh, you mean the live streaming? Yeah, the chat's been messed up. The chat, yeah. And they, as in being Adobe Live, is really not paying attention, really, to Behance anymore. Some people are, but a lot of people are not. A lot of people aren't. And I've tried to stay over on Behance rather than YouTube. I don't know. We'll see. I've always thought that I was being helpful by showing up on Behance. But now I don't think so. I don't know. Okay. Let's jump over into my Discord. I see ads are about to start. That's okay. If you're new to my Discord, up above my head, you will see that we have a few channels for the community. We have your photos to edit. This is where you can put photos in and see how I would edit your unedited photos. Let me switch sides. There we go. We have our regular stream chat. We have community artwork in which you can share your community or share your artwork, and I'll share it with the community. And we have project feedbacks. If you scroll down a little bit further, you are going to see challenges. And as of right now, we have the Art in Nature challenge occurring. And Oliver, I don't expect that you saw the VOD, but we had a huge conversation about what should be let in and why am I getting notifications? Please hold. Come on, you can do it. Okay. It was Firefly. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay, we were having a discussion about what images, illustrations, whatnot should be allowed in for the art in nature. How are you today? Grim, I am doing well. How are you? Welcome in. Grim One Image. And this conclusion that I came to for an image like this, and we'll talk more about this, the title of this image, of this piece, The Cycle of Nature. This is what makes this image okay to be used. We have the small buds, the closed buds over here of the flower. This flower here is just starting to open up. This one is starting to open up even more, and then we've got a larger flower. So it kind of is showing the entire cycle of nature. Pronounced Grim Image. I appreciate it. Happy to be finding more streaming photographers. Hope you're having an amazing stream. Well, it just started. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for saying hi. And you are more than welcome to ask questions, give me your opinion, comments, all of that. So, let me talk about, I didn't even talk about the challenge. So the challenge that we have going on right now is the Art in Nature Challenge. Create work celebrating nature and the beauty within it. You're free to use any app, medium, or artistic style to bring your vision to life. Submit your work to my Discord for a chance to be showcased live, not a chance, but to be showcased live and also be featured in a future Behance project. Deadline is July 2nd, so we're just over a month. I do have the time as 5 a.m. CEST. And if you are having any problems with inspiration, we have a bunch of inspiration here, and people are constantly coming up with new ones. Natural Enemy was one from Tuesday that I liked. But yeah, I think we've got a very wide scope to be used with the term nature. So I like that. And you can see if you scroll up, we've got some amazing submissions already. And I believe that we are going to be using one of Caroline's piece as the banner. I like it. Yeah. And just because I love showing this off, Elena did such a great job. Okay, let's jump into Lightroom Classic. We're going to do a little bit more editing. Now, here's the conversation that we had on Tuesday. Let me switch sides again. This is a garden. I know it's a garden. I'm gonna submit some after work. This is amazing. Love it.
Grim One Mage just followed.
We hit a goal. Bam. Grim, thank you so much. Thank you for the follow. It's greatly appreciated. Yeah, you are more than welcome to...
Vacuum_TKN just redeemed were lurking.
We're lurking. Hi. Hi, Elena. Oh, that was Mafu.
Bazu77 just redeemed Big Boom.
Hi, Elena. Elena must have heard me talking about her. Bam. Mafu, Elena, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the redeems. Always makes me laugh. Always makes me smile. Okay, so this past weekend, I ended up going to a castle. I heard that. Yeah, Elena. Is it Ide? I don't know how to pronounce it. Ide Day here. A Riff was talking about it in the Prompt Jockey stream yesterday. I still don't know exactly what it is, but that's my fault. Eid, Mafu says. Okay, Eid. Ended up going to a castle garden down the river from me. And it has an amazing rose garden. You can see over here. It's got a couple different gardens. But I was also trying to get a little bit of some close up. I don't want to call it macro. I wasn't using a macro lens on these. And so Tuesday, I totally had the idea when I took this image that this was the direction that I wanted to go with it. So we edited this image. And then for this one, the initial image was here, and I ended up going with a square on this. It ended up feeling as if there was too much competing. This flower over here was competing too much for your attention from over here. And so I figured that the best way to go about that is to edit. What do we have here? A 7-stream streak. Thank you, Elena. Oh, why are you not updating over here? Chat. Okay, so cultivated roses, like the one of the areas I've talked about before, about what counts as nature. Many strict competitions will only allow wild roses because cultivated ones have been created by human fiddling. Why did that not show up over here? Strange. Okay, this is a conversation that we were having, Oliver. And this, at what point in time, even though it's a cultivated rose, at what point in time does it become part of nature? Now, I know the big thing, like we said no zoos if you're doing animals, which I agree with. And we initially was talking about possibly no gardens. But here's the thing. The rose is the subject, but it's not the story. This is what is important here. And this falls under the exact same thing.
Vacuum_TKN just redeemed Big Boom.
Thank you, Mafu. And this is where it falls. If you come back, let's jump back over to here. We have the cycle of nature. So it is showing the cycle, the life cycle of this rose, of this flower. So I think that is what is of importance, is how it is being shown. If it was just the rose and you're like, it's nature. Well, okay, I would agree with you. Would I still accept it? Probably, because I don't know about what is cultivated flowers. I am not I don't have a green thumb. So is this going to be accepted? I asked chat. They, after a long conversation, said yes. Because here, if I'm saying, okay, I want to enter this one. No. There's too much of the castle in the background. I wouldn't enter that. If we're like, oh, okay, this garden here. No, we've got a freaking statues. We've got a tent. We've got the castle tower. No, that wouldn't fall. This, absolutely not. Now, if you want to have a discussion about this, well, even this one here. Too much castle. Back here. If you want to have a discussion about this, Oliver, I am totally open for it. Because this has been a fluid definition? This has been a fluid challenge from the beginning. And I thought this was going to be so easy, and it's not. It is not. Yeah, it is not. So and even taking it back a step further. Wait, nope, it's not. What do you mean it's not? What do you mean? You know, this piece here, I didn't want people. And the very first freaking day of the challenge, oh, it's not easy. No, it's not easy. The very first day of the challenge, Elena on one of her streams created this. And it was like, I didn't want people, but oh my God, this is so good. I cannot not let this in. The idea is I took it as Mother Nature, and Elena took it as Mother Nature also, but just titled Mother. Life grows in her hands. So, yeah. Nature competitions are notorious for stuff like this. You have to read the rules to find out exactly what is and isn't allowed, because what is nature is such a hard thing to define. Well, I've relaxed a lot of the rules. I'll put it that way. If you as the artist can give it some context in the sense of saying, okay, this is why it's nature, by just simply using a title, I'm going to be fine with it. Now, this is not truly a competition. This is a community challenge. This is trying to inspire everybody to get out and create something. Not, and I repeat, not going through your archives and pulling out some stuff. Because obviously I have a ton of nature photography that I could just pull out of my hat and go, oh, here you go. Here's the best of the best. I'm trying to make it so you create something. I think we can add a concept note with our art. Yeah, I mean, Helena, you did it with your title. So I'm totally happy with that. I did it with my title. You know, the cycle of nature. Right by my head. So, you know, I'm questioning Robert's. Robert didn't put in a title, and the titles aren't going to be added in the final Behance project. But I don't understand what Robert is trying to say here. I don't know. Is the mission impossible to stop nature? Is it impossible to get back to nature? I don't know. I don't know. So if Robert comes in, somebody remind me. Someone remind me. You know, other than that, Devlin, I'm perfectly happy with this. I assume Mission Impossible is raising young deer when there's both a bear and an owl eyeing up their lunch. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I like that. Good point, Oliver. I natural selection. Oh, is natural selection one of ours? Did we do natural selection? Because that's a good one too. No, we didn't do natural selection. Every single one of every stream that we've done, we end up coming up with another one. Is it only one entry per person? I'm not seeing the rules in the Discord. You can enter however many that you want. Okay, Grim, let me bring you up to speed here. In the past, we've done, let me switch sides. We have done a ton of challenges. Okay. Power and art, create waves, art and space, creative circus, light, blah, blah, blah. And in the past, if you don't know, you probably don't, I am an Adobe community expert. And so in the past, I used to give away a 12-month subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud. And for that, there were more rules because I was I was choosing the finalists and then choosing who won the 12-month subscription to the Creative Cloud, which that's a big freaking prize. And that is pretty awesome. And so it was kind of one of those things, just don't spam. Now, with that in mind, was it power and art? How, Vikram, yeah, Vikram. Okay, so you can see here, Vikram ended up posting a ton of images, and they're beautiful, wonderful images, and I'm totally happy. But in the long run, having them here as a collection, I have no problem whatsoever. But when I am creating a Behance project, jumping over here, we can jump into here. You can see I'm going to choose how many pieces are going to be brought in. So that's, you know, Elena had 4 pieces for that. Which one was Vikram? I think I brought 4 images in for Vikram. Okay, he's in the second one. Here we go. 3 images. So, you know, if you want to share, I'm totally happy with that. But be aware that in the final project, they're going to be whittled down. Okay, we're having a hard enough time locking down what's allowed in the competition. It's not a competition. These have never been a competition. If they are a competition, I'm sorry, because I don't want this to be stressful. So, not a competition. It's a community challenge. Don't start asking for more rules. I don't want to enter a buttload or boatload, but I have this mushroom with a few different angles. Cool. Makes a lot of sense. Thanks for taking time to explain. Grim, we love tangents here. We do. I even have a tangent train emote. If I can find it. There we go. Bam. In the not a competition. Thank you, Grim. I love this stream already. We have, Grim, you may not, well, you probably are not aware. A lot of us have come over from Behance. A lot of us are community experts or somehow have done stuff with Adobe. And so during the pandemic, so we're talking a while ago, I started streaming, and I was streaming on Behance. And if you actually jump over to Behance and you go to my live streams, you're going to see the last live stream by non-Adobe Live was December 17th, 2024. So I was streaming to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Behance. And so we went through the pandemic together. We have a tight community, and we've grown. We love accepting, bringing in new people into our community, and yeah, so welcome in. Some of us went from here to Behance and now back again. That's true. That was, well, Wade and did Maddie start on Twitch? I think Maddie started on Twitch and then went. No, Wade did. Okay, Oliver's saying yep. Yep. I'm telling you, back in those days, Twitch just freaked me out. It was not, yeah. But, yeah. I just started my Twitch journey. Any advice? The day-long Maddie streams. Oh my gosh, did she really used to do that? Be honest. Be yourself and be honest. I'm taking it you mean that you're gonna start streaming? Don't take yourself too serious. Have fun. I mean, like, oh, I'm on the wrong side. Boom. I've got, the thank you. I've got a holy shnikes. I already started 1 hour a night. Cool. Don't burn yourself out. I stream 6 times a week. I stream here on my channel twice, and usually they're about 2.5 to 3 hours long. And then I stream 4 times a week on the Adobe Firefly Discord. So jumping over to Firefly, like yesterday, here I am. I'm a mod for Adobe. We worked on character design in Firefly Bullets. And burnout is a real thing. So make sure that you don't burn yourself out. Take care of yourself. And you may be able to find a happy you know, doing a 1 hour a night stream might work for you, and it might have a nice even balance, and that works for you, and that's great if you found that. Where else do you stream? Sorry. Oh, I'm on Facebook. I'm live right now on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So it's funny, like the activity that I get from Twitch or from Facebook is actually a ton of views, but very little chat. And I am using a program called Restream, in which takes all of the chat and brings it into one place. So I can see it, like I've got Restream chat over there, I got Twitch over here, and Twitch is bringing in everything. Yeah, and Discord. Thank you, Oliver. Thank you. So yeah, my streams are YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I can stream up to 5 platforms. And I'm using, actually, let me bring this up. Since we have questions, and I like questions. Where is this? This needs to be updated. This has been a while, but let me go ahead. Let's let this load. I made this back when it was an Adobe Express page. Okay, I will put this into chat. This is outdated. Some of the information is irrelevant now, but if you go through, I've done streams talking about how I stream. So back then, Behance, YouTube, and Twitch is where I was streaming to. I've got a what you need, and then I talked about what I have. And my setup, it has changed a little bit. I still have this light bar up here. I've added a secondary camera, which I have over here that I use for like character animator. So if I'm animating a character, I'll use that camera. And then this is my stream camera. I've updated my mic. I have a Yeti now. And instead of having a monitor, this monitor over here, the small one, I actually have a large monitor, 27-inch, right in the middle. And that is hooked to my MacBook Pro over there. So I've got a 2014 Mac that I use just to read chat. I've got a 2020 Mac that I stream from. And then I've got my MacBook Pro that I work apps on. But pretty much, pretty close to the same setup. Oh, yeah, I have a 10-foot by 15-foot green screen behind me. I've got 5 lights. I have my light bar, which you saw right there. I have a 32-inch softbox there. I've got 2 lights lighting my green screen there. Oh, my 5th light, I don't even use anymore. A LumaCube, which you can see down here. I don't even use that anymore. And in these bulbs, or in these lights, I'm using 5,000 Kelvin LED lights. Because with regular lights, oh my God, my studio would get so freaking hot. I mean, it's already hot. Then I talk about Behance, which this is outdated, of course. I'm not on Behance anymore. Then I break down OBS, how to use OBS and all of that. And then my settings in OBS. Now I use Video Ninja, and that is actually talking my MacBook screen is being brought into my streaming into OBS using Video Ninja. And I kind of talked about that a little bit. And I don't have Restream. I don't think I had. No, I had Restream. Why didn't I talk about Restream? Huh. No, there it is. Restream. Bam. So, yeah, like I said, it's outdated, but it's possibly some good information. Technically. All right. So I hope that helps. Too many Shawns. Too many Shawns. Look how much I've grayed. Oh my gosh. There's like hardly any gray hair in there. Now look at me. Look what you did to me, chat. I'm like old and stuff now. Jeez. You guys are mean. Oliver says sorry. We don't. Okay, moving on. On Tuesday, I would blame chat. Grim, you are more than welcome. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask. I brought up a passport photo really quick. There are some questions in chat about portrait retouching and batch editing within Lightroom Classic, and so I brought in, and there's actually a darken beard preset in Lightroom Classic, and I was like, it's not doing anything, and then I undid it and it was like, oh yeah, wow, okay. It works. That works. Okay. Because passport photos are well known for being great portraits. You know what? Oh, Oliver. So this is crazy, and I was not aware of this. And what's the name of that town again? This image turned out so good. Freundenberg. So I had to update like 3 passports. And I had no idea, because I've always had them stagger, but this time they all came up together at the same time. I had no idea that you can't use the same passport. So, same passport photo in the different passports. Slightly annoyed passport expression. Yeah. But, I mean, you might as well make a decent passport photo, especially if you're a photographer, you know? Yeah, that day was rough. Anyway, so the story is, even though this is the passport photo, let me get back because I was telling a story about it. That's the image. I had them printed out. I went in and they're like, oh, you can't use the same photo. It has to be a different photo. I'm like, what? Why can't you use the same photo in different passports? Because they are, I was going to say biographical. They are biometrically tied together. So if it's the same passport, same image, you lose a third of your biometric tracing of who you are. So I have my official passport, my travel passport, and then my face. So those 3 things have to come together so I can be allowed in or allowed out of places. So here's this, the woman, she's like, just go, there's a passport photo booth across the way. And I'm like, okay, while I'm talking, I'll just bring this image up. I'm like, okay, fine. So we go over and it was like, I don't know, €7, whatever, doesn't matter. And the pictures were horrible. I mean, it was just so bad. And it's to the point like I'm embarrassed. And so I had to use that one on my official passport. Just wasn't happy. I was like, oh no. But yep. Okay, let's get into some editing. Why not? Unless we have more questions, which is fine. All right. Passport photos are supposed to be bad. That's how they know they're legit. Not if you're Oliver. So pre-COVID, when I was working in the studio in Mines, you know, we did tons of passports, and we had to do passports. There's a app program that has something like, I think, 35 countries, and it has the breakdown of the size, and then comes with an automatic overlay of where the head, the eyes, the chin has to be, and so you can create these photos for 35 different countries, easy. And I took great pride in those photos. I mean, it's not one of those things like I have the person come in, I'm like, click. No. Now, there's a difference. Obviously, if you go in and you're getting a €5 passport photo done in comparison to maybe a €15. But for me as a photographer, having pride is I'm going to take that few minutes and I'm going to make sure that they're lit well, that their head is okay, that, you know, their chin, and then doing a tiny bit of editing and cleaning up. Just who says you can't be happy with your passport photo? No. Speaking of that, this was a while ago. I went and had to get my ID. It doesn't matter what the ID is for. I had to get an ID, and I'm sitting there in the studio, in the office, and the person has one of those automated cameras on their computer, and they're like, "Oh, look here," click, and they take it. She hands it to me, and it is red. I mean, the whole thing. It was horrible, and I'm like, "This isn't a good image." And they're like, "It doesn't matter." I'm like, "Yeah, it does. Come on." I was stuck with that thing for like 3 years. Ugh. Embarrassing. Okay. Let's see. What do we want to work on? I wouldn't mind. Well, let's stick with nature. Let's stick with something having to do with nature. All right. Let's see what we can end up getting out of this one. Let's hit D for develop. Let's jump into here. Lens correction. My profile is automatically set up for when I import images. That is done. Transform. Let's check out some crops here. Let's go ahead and lock down our aspect ratio. And this is going to be tough. I mean, we could end up taking this and let's go ahead and reset that. Let me open Photoshop really quick, Because what I want to do is I want to get rid of that yellow flower up in the corner. I don't want to use that flower. So I think we're going to go with a portrait for this. And so we're going to expand the crop a little bit. See how this goes. All right, hitting G for the grid. Is Photoshop open? It says it's open. Let's do a Command E. Let's jump over into Photoshop. There we go. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. What are you trying to do? Access new generative update. Wait. Update Photoshop. Allow Photoshop beta to find devices. Why beta? What are you doing? I was gonna say I updated everything right before this stream. Did it just get updated in the background? No, like literally right before I started streaming. Oh, that's not right. Who do I have a meeting with today? Hold on. Let me... I don't like that. Please hold. If this is with the Photoshop team, I want to write this down. No, I had betas come up as updates. God, I hate light mode. No. No. Okay. No. Photoshop is next week. All right. Sorry about that. I couldn't show that. That notification after an update I can understand, but not while it's not running. Where'd it go? No, I had it. It opened my Creative Cloud app. I know there's not an update. All right. That's weird and annoying at the same time. But let's keep going. Okay, C, we're going to hit C for our crop tool. And we're going to come up here. We're going to do a generative expand. And I'm going to just bring this up. Let's do it in 2 steps. Let's do it the right way. That should not have happened, Oliver. It should not. Kind of like that one. Let's upscale that. Boom. Okay, zoom out. Let's go ahead. Hit the crop tool again. Let's bring this down like so. Generative expand, yes please. And generate. You know, there's a ton of different stuff going on with AI, and there's certain features that are helpful. I need what? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's go ahead, upscale that. All right. Let's do a Command Option Shift E. Let's turn off those layers. Let's do a Command S. How's everybody doing today? Let's get back into Lightroom Classic. Lydia, have a great day. We'll watch the rest on catch up. Thank you for being here. Have a great day. All right, let's go ahead. Using Photoshop. D for develop. Let's get into our crop. And okay. You don't want to go original. Let's do a 5x7. Let's grab that. Holding shift down and O, moving that around. Why do I have auto sync on? Shawn, look at this. Look at this. Shawn, you big dummy. Let me get rid of my lower thirds. Where's my lower third? I have auto sync on. Do not have auto sync on. Turn that off. I don't even know which one I was syncing with. Let's make sure I didn't screw something up. Both of the. Oh no, I did. Okay, D for develop. Let's get in here. Let's reset that. There we go. Get out of that. Making sure just one is selected. Oh, nice. Nice. Now, here's something that I don't like. The number of times I've edited the cropped in a photo, then realize I've got auto sync on a bunch of other photos select. I made that mistake because I hit C for crop, and that takes you into compare, so it selects the two images automatically. So that was my fault. That was operator error. I'll take it. Now, this is something I am not going to do. Let's go into lens blur. Let's apply, and it already has a pretty good lens blur. I normally do it when I'm recropping for social export. Ah, gotcha. To me, because I don't learn from my mistakes, let's go ahead, visualize our depth of field. And so it's selected. You can see we've got our yellow and white right there. It selected that as being for our field. And if you have any questions about using the lens blur, please put them into chat. I would go over it. Of course, I can always move stuff around, but as you can see, because the background is already blurry, I can't bring the background into focus. So, you know, if I wanted to really go over the top and make it even more blurry, I can. In fact, I can take it way further if I want. And we can scrunch that down quite a bit. And that, when we're scrunching it down, let me turn on the visual again. Now we're getting into this yellow. So if I wanted this to kind of look as if it's really a macro, we can start getting into that. That's too much though. Let's go ahead and hit I. You know, this was shot with a f4.5. Okay. That was intentional then. I don't mind it. I don't mind it in this one. Huh. Interesting. Usually, I'm not happy with the lens blur. Should we add some bokeh? Maybe in the background? Whoa. Whoa. We're only getting one spot. Okay, we're not going to do that. All right. Always love me some lens flare. That's not bad. I think we need to bring it down just a touch. Yeah, we can start with that. All right, let's get into our basics. Don't know what direction I want to go with this. So first off, if we jump into here, and due to the fact that it is no longer a raw image, because I took it into Photoshop and brought it back, it is a PSD. If I go ahead, hit G for grid, hit G for grid, you're gonna see right here, this is a PSD. So I've lost information or editing information that I could normally do, like bringing in the adaptive presets and or adaptive profiles and things of that nature. If we go ahead, we hit auto, nope, Command Z, too much. As you can see right now, all we have is monochrome and color due to the fact it is a PSD. We can always jump into here and start looking at some of these. I was thinking the idea of going with a black and white on this. Like, that's kind of cool. That is not bad. There's some lovely colors in this flower though. That is way too oversaturated, but we can take care of that easily. What did this do? What are you? What are you doing? No. Let's not use any of these. Let's go ahead. We're going to close this out. And let's do some global editing. First off, we need to see if there is anything that needs to be removed. Probably not, due to the fact that we are dealing with nature, even though Oliver will argue about it. Rightfully so. I'm open to all criticism. Let's go ahead. We're going to jump in here. We're going to create a mask, and let's do an object. Let's grab that. Okay, we've got that mask. Let's duplicate and invert that mask. There we go. So first off, we're going to darken that mask down. This is going to be our background. And if we want to double name it, we can actually call it our background. In mask 1, we can call this our flower. And with our flower selected, we can brighten it up just a touch. Let's bring the highlights down because we're clipping. There we go. And here we can actually get in and maybe do... I don't think I want to do a huge shift on that. We can just add some saturation to that. And one of the things, remember, if you are brightening an object like what I'm doing here, is I've brightened it and I've added saturation. If you darken something, like I did with the background, saturation is added. So with the background, you can always come into here and just bring down the saturation a little bit. Since I've darkened the background, it adds saturation. That way it's a little oversaturated. Here I lightened it, and so I needed to add a little bit of saturation to it to kind of get it to pop. Now, I can tell you right now, I've gone way over the top. This down here is way too much. Way too much. And you know what? We're gonna do this differently. Let me think about this. Let's do an intersect with that mask. I'm holding down the Option key, getting the intersect. We're gonna do a linear gradient. We're gonna bring this up like so. I'm not liking that. I'm not liking that. I mean, that looks more realistic. But now this white, this flower back here, let's create another mask. And let's grab, let's do a luminance range. No. We're gonna need to do oh, you're gonna make me do it, aren't you? Aren't you? All right. Let's delete that luminance range. Let's just get rid of that mask. Let's grab a color range. That is really too much. I'm having a tough time seeing this with the red, so let's grab that green. I'm not liking that. I am not. I'm not talking much. Sorry, everyone. Why, hello there, General. Okay, I'm liking that better. I'm liking that better. Okay. I'm happy with that. How you doing, General? I hope you have a good day. There is a Swedish fisherman on Twitch that actually has the General Kenobi. Hello there. And I always think of you, General. I have to laugh every time somebody does it. Makes me just giggle. General pops up. Hello there. Amusing. All right. Let's deal with some global editing now. We're going to bring down our highlights. I don't think I really want to play. Yeah, I don't want to play too much with the lighting. I like the lighting that we've got going on. We're going to add a little bit of texture, a touch of clarity. We're going to add a touch of vibrance, but let's get into our color mixer. 60% of the time, it works all the time. Why do I have a hot spot back here? I do, don't I? Oh, that's even worse. There we go. Wrong movie, General. All right, so let's jump into here. We're going to grab our... we want to go into our saturation to begin with. We're going to grab our greens. We're going to desaturate our greens a little bit. Let's grab our hue. Let's, again, grab the staple accident finger, or finger staple accidenter. And we're going to just darken that up just a touch. No, not the hue. Not the hue. Shawn, luminance. Luminance. There we go. All right. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think I've gone too far. What have I done, chat? What have I done? That's the biggest trap people fall into, these kinds of edits. They go too far. Absolutely. But the important thing, General, I am notorious for going too far. And I totally did. I went too far on this. Yeah, that's the original. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Let's make a virtual copy of this. The only thing I like about this is the crop. Delete all of those. Yeah, I don't mind that. Okay. I always like black and white 7. I tell you. I don't know why. Crunchy. All right. I think I'm sick of this image. I think I'm sick of it. I've been looking at it too long. Too long. Ugh. Give me something that I want to work on. Oh, these skies are horrible. It was freaking hot this day. All right, fine. We'll work on this one. Let's see what direction we want to go with this. Let's go into our transform. Let's do it manually. Even though this tower probably isn't straight, we can make it straight. Oof. Come on, there we go. Well, that's not pretty. That is not pretty at all. Meh. Meh. Eh. Detour, hello. How you doing today? Hope you're having a great day. What direction do we want to go with this? Let's just get some ideas. I don't think we got enough contrast happening. Really do black and white. I don't think that's gonna fly. I don't, unfortunately. It's just that this lighting is so flat at like 2 p.m. Why do I keep getting this hot spot? I swear it comes and goes. Comes and goes. Okay. I'm getting low on water. Do you ever just like get bored with your images? I have a problem. I would be photographing, doing a portrait shoot, taking hundreds of photos. By the time that I got done editing the portraits, and it doesn't matter if it was a great model or if it was a family portrait or whatever it was, and however many deliverables I had, by the time I get done editing, I am just so sick of looking at these images. I took my car to the garage for an inspection, and instead of waiting, I shot some video footage and nature scenes. Nice. Is that going to be for the challenge? Are we going to have video? Did you see any animal life? I mean, I know you're way up north, so 4? We have this horrible African swine flu happening here. And it's so disappointing. It's been going on for like a couple of years now. And here at the Rhine, you know what? Let me do this. Well, please hold. I would love okay, let me just bring this up really quick. Let's zoom in. All right. Okay. We're looking at the Rhine River. But is the schnitzel okay? It is. And well, here's the problem. And in some minutes I have to go working. Oh. Well, thanks for stopping in and saying hello. Okay. So, there is the Schloss Reinhardthausen, right here, right there. This is a beautiful winery. Now, this island here in the middle of the Rhine, this is the Rhine River, is pretty much nothing but vineyards. The legend is that the old owner of the Reinhardthausen ended up building a house right across the river on one of these islands for his daughter because he did not like the man that the daughter was dating. So it was to separate her and the man. Pretty funny. Anyway, they have some of the best wild bratwurst, which is they use a wildwurst. They use wild boar. And oh my gosh, it is so freaking good. Amazing. So, unfortunately, what has occurred is this African swine disease has taken hold within the wild boars. So they can't make the wildwurst anymore. You can't shoot them and cook them. It's horrible. And it's to the extent that they don't want the wild boars that are on this island, because this is where they would come from. They don't want them mixing with all of this greenery, the boars up here. Like, this is all vineyards. And so what they've done is all along the Rhine for miles is they've put up fencing, because what happens is the boars, they have a fever, they get hot, and pigs can swim. So they would throw themselves into the Rhine River to cool down, and then they would end up on the other side and possibly mix with the other boars. So if I zoom out, there's fencing like going for the wild boar, like all the way out past Wiesbaden. Like this entire region. It's crazy. It's sad. But now I find it interesting that this island has some of the best wild boar. Yeah. Have I seen them? No, I have not. The funny thing is, I've seen foxes, I've seen rays, I have seen, which are small deer, I have seen all kinds of wildlife that is in the vineyards. The only thing I've never seen is a wild boar up there. Disappointing. Okay. I am seriously thinking I'm done. I'm done for today. Are we going to do the doodle game, people? I think I'm done editing. This is boring for me. I can't imagine it being exciting for you. If you would like to do the doodle game... What?
Unzero variable just redeemed doodle game.
Okay. I was going to say you don't have to redeem it because I still owe you. I owe chat one. Okay, let's close some of this stuff down. There we go. Get the doodle game open. Vikram, hello. We were talking about you earlier, Vikram. Do a Command G. Let's close down our properties. Get a new layer. B for our brush. Too late, I was already redeeming it the second you said, I think I'm done. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. Just kind of had enough. I'm thinking like, let's just do something fun. Okay, anybody new here? What we do is I have a Pictionary generator. I'm gonna generate a word. I'm gonna draw it poorly, and you have to guess what it is. Pretty simple. A neck. Ah. No, 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 no. I am gonna get some water. I'm going to use the restroom really quick and wash my hands, and I will be right back. So we're gonna take a quick break. So stick around for the doodle game. I'll be right back. Please hold. Vikram, not a neck. I am with you, Oliver. Oliver says, sometimes I sit down to edit photos and I'm just not feeling. Yeah. Yep. Okay, we're going to start with easy. And thank you for waiting, everybody. And this is kind of not an easy one, but that's okay. That is okay. Let's go ahead. Are we back? Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Vikram. Crayon. Vikram. Good job. A flask. Crayon. Crayon. Good job, Vikram. I guess not everybody was back yet. I didn't wait. All right. I should have seen what AI would have named that. Ooh. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Shawn in a good mood? What do you mean? What do you mean? Am I not in a good mood? A road, a lane, asphalt. Congratulations, chat. A 2-lane blacktop, a track, a road, a bridge, a parking lot, pavement, flyover bridge, a highway, sidewalk. Oliver got it with sidewalk. Nice job. All right, let's see what AI. What is AI going to name that? Oh, Vikram, you're right. Ladder on road. Ladder on road. Oh. We call it a pavement here. What? A sidewalk? Serious? You call a sidewalk pavement? Yeah, here pavement is the bit you walk on. I guess that's pretty literal. Because it's not asphalt, that's the road. Pavement would be, I mean, but it also could be bricks, it could be cobblestone, but I did not know that. Did you? Vikram, did you know that? We don't really use asphalt either. We call it tarmac. Yeah, okay. Vikram, did you know that? Because Vikram said pavement. Interesting. I did not know that. Okay. Vikram's not talking to me now. He's angry and has gone home. I said pavement. It's the same thing. All right, let's kick it up to hard. I think we've done this before. In fact, I know we have, but I'm going to take it in a different direction. We're going to do this differently. Okay. Counterclockwise. Bread. A loaf. You guys are gonna make me freaking draw it, aren't you? Screen. Projector. Projection. Beavis and Butthead. Oh, why you gotta be that way? You guys freaking crack me up. Baywatch, Aquaman. Oh my god. Okay. Fine. Fine. I'm gonna do the same thing I've always done. Lifesaver? A pillow. Okay. Pillow basketball, cobblestone. Ergonomic, articulated, memory, foam support. Ball head. I'm making this so much more difficult. Head ball. So Hannah, hello? Softball. Who is that? Vikram? So Hannah? That's got to be Vikram. Is that Vikram? Basketball Jones. Head ball. I'm waiting for an answer because I don't recognize the first name, but I recognize the second name. That's what I thought. Okay. Vikram. I knew we'd done that before, but I made that way too hard. Way too hard. Softball. Okay. I must say goodbye for the day. Have a nice time. Did Tor take care? Wait. Oliver? I have on my screen Vikram set it at 2:14:33 and you set it at 14:14:34. I have it on my screen that you set it 1 second later. I don't know if you see something different. Let me check Twitch. Oh, interesting. Okay. It's me, then Clever, then Vikram. Let me see here. I've got... I don't even see Devlin. Yeah, it does say you set it first on Twitch. How come I don't have Devlin saying softball? The last thing I got from Devlin was the basketball Jones. All right. There we go. Okay, kicking it up to really hard. Thank you for keeping me straight. Because I didn't. Ooh. Oh. Okay, this one might be fun. Ooh, there's a couple different. No, let's do the fun way. Okay. I have to think how I want to do this. Honeycomb, bees, I totally screwed that up. Nope, can't do it this way. This was gonna be fun. I'll explain what I was doing in a moment. All right, we're gonna do this differently. Hammer-faced bee eater. Love boat. Okay, Oliver. Cloud shouting at old man. Art box. No. Botox. Noah. It is Noah, but what is... God, I gotta give this away. This is freaking hard. What's the unit of measurement used? Biblical plane air. Blocks. Kind of. Wood. Noah cube. Cubic meter. General got it. General got it. Okay. Oh. Cubic. So here, this is cubic general. So at first, I was going to draw Hubert. Hubert, whoops. Hubert. I think that's how you write it. You can't draw a Rubik. Okay. What my thought process, get rid of that. Yeah, delete that. Cubic, this is what popped into my mind as soon as I read cubic. Is Noah's Ark, they said how many cubics. Oh, I failed that one. Okay, we're moving on, chat. But if I did a Rubik's Cube, you still wouldn't have gotten Hubert. Thank you, Oliver. You still wouldn't have gotten cubic. Yeah. Oh, that was horrible. 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 How many cubics in a parsec? We did that. Ooh. This is going to be a tough one, but I think we can get it. I think we can get it, people. Okay. Ugh. Inline roller derby. A mail van. Scooby-Doo? Graffiti. What's a longer word for that? Yes. Oliver, the Mystery Machine. What is a longer word for mystery? A lorry caravan recreational vehicle. Mysterious. Nice. Mysterious machine. Machine chin. Great job. I didn't know, whoops, a different way to go with that. Good job. Mysterious. Why did you switch brushes on me? All right, mysterious. Good job. Was not sure how else to take that one. I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling chatters and Oliver. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. Okay. Let me share my screen. A spring. This was a mistake. Magnifier. Lollipop. Mr. Owl. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll? Candy. Oh my gosh. Sugar? Are you okay? This was not the hard part of this one. Fried egg. Okay. Pan, handle, pan. Come on, people. That's clearly a pan with an egg in it. Thank you, Oliver. Mr. Potato Head. Pander. Freaking mouse. Pandering, no panhandle. Sunny side up. Breakfast. Omelet. Oh my my gosh, I am sucking today. Okay, chat. Does you know that this is a pan? You've established it's a pan. Scream in a pan. Pan screaming potato. I have absolutely no idea what you've drawn on the right. Devlin's said it. She said scream. I almost guarantee Devlin knows what it is. Pan scream ice cube. Eliminate the scream part of that. Oliver. Pan ice scream. Pan ice cube. Pan cold. Pan freeze. Oh my God. Oliver. Oliver got it with panic. Pandemonium. Grim, been working while I'm at work. I don't know what you're doing, but it's really fun. Childlike drawing of a cooking scene. You suck, AI. Grim, this is a redeem on Twitch for the Doodle game. What we are doing is I have a random word generator for Pictionary. I bring up the word and I do a bad drawing, a doodle, and chat guesses what it is. I don't know what I'm doing either. Panic. How would you do panic? I mean, really? I was thinking of a panic room, but that wouldn't come across. Oh. All right. Not like that. Obviously not like that. Oh no. Okay, ads are about to start, or ads have started. Faint. The sun, General, the sun was in the painting the screen. Was it not? Yeah, that was a main part. Ah. Was it Brendan Fraser in Bedazzled watching the sunset? Could have been. Could have been. Okay. I really don't know how to draw this. I may cheat. Heck. Hi, Umacorn. Donald Duck. A watchdog. Wag. Oops. Cats and dogs off the leash. Why are you not working? Come on. A family. A litter. Whoa. Where'd you go? Come on. Ah, Devlin got it. Runt. Runt. I was just gonna point an arrow to this one. Devlin. Nice job. Copy and paste, yeah. You know how long it would have taken me to draw all those? Runt, good job. Dwarf. All right, we got time for a couple more. Runt. Ah, we've done that one. I don't even know what that is. What is that? Like... Huh. Okay, we're not doing that. Hmm. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can do this properly. Outdoor semicircular garden feature. Black magic. Witchcraft. Evil eye. Hex. Why did you do that? Polar witches. Identical. Double witch. Good versus evil. Duel, Kramer versus Kramer. I was so focused, I think I've whoa. Okay. All right. Let me scroll up in chat, make sure nobody got it while I was doing it. Polar, identical, witches, hex, curse, evil eye, witchcraft, black magic, evil eye, hex, identical, good, evil, double witch, black and white. Let me think here. What else can I do with this? We talked about this earlier. Ooh, that got crazy. Opposites. Mirroring. Oh, this is not gonna go good. Whoops. Took too much away. Rivalry, yes, yep. Battle Royale. But what are the two? What are they? What are they to each other? Which magic rivals? What do you call a rival? What are they? Enemies. Enemies, Nemesis. Enemies, Oliver. Oh. This is kicking my butt today. Okay. This is really freaking hard. We're gonna do one more. One more. Oh. This is gonna be the last one, and then... Oh. Been one of those days already. Oh, that's too easy. You know, for kids. Yin yang. A loop. I'm not drawing anything else. A black hole. The wheels on the bus. Like a snowball down a mountain, carnival balloon. Scrying orb, marble, circle, ring. You know, for kids. Round. Roundabout, a ring. If you know that reference, you would get this right away. Circular carousel that's turning rings around the moon. A jawbreaker. Oh, if you're gonna make me draw, I'm gonna be mad. Chat. A ball. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm so disappointed. A ball. A face. A door that keeps on revolving. A playground. Carpet. A hoop. Hoop. Uma. For those of you that may not get the reference, in not Shawshank Redemption, in Hudsucker Proxy, It needs much more hula. In Hudsucker Proxy, the lead character had a piece of paper with a circle on it. And he would go around and show people the picture and go, you know, for kids. And because of that, they made the hula hoop, they made the frisbee, and they made the bendable straw just from the circle. So I expected that from the circle, you know, for kids, somebody would have gotten hula hoop, in which I would have given you hoop. Oh, jeez. I'm telling you, today was freaking rough. Today was rough. Whew. I didn't do something. Let me open this up again. It's the circle of life and it moves us all. All right. I need a screenshot for my thumbnail. There we go. That's all right. Woo! Today was a rough day. Thank you for hanging out with me, chat. Thank you for putting up with me. Yeah, today was a rough day. I gotta tell you. I will be back next week. Jack and I are going to be live in a couple hours. We're going to be doing a scavenger hunt on the Firefly Discord. Make sure to check out all the streamers this weekend. Too many to name. Umacorn, Jack Watson, Devlin. You know who you are. What else is happening? We got a month left of the challenge, so make sure if you've got submissions or you need to start working on it, start working on it. Thank you all for being here. We're going to do a raid if you are on Twitch. And if the Epic Explorer is still live, we're going to jump in to them. So stick around for a second. Following. Yep. Oh, Penny's live. Okay, we'll do Penny. We will do Penny. All right. So everybody have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay creative, and just be nice. Bye, everyone.